Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Quad City sports fans of all ages, ESPN 93.5 and Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, Jaybird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 93.5. We're live in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Done Right Security and TV. In for T-Roy today is Nick Toffanelli.
Hey.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Great. T-Roy had to take a personal day to mourn the loss of Spider-Man from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
All right. Well,
we might never see him again.
I didn't even click on this thing. Hold on. It surges over on the stat. The stat cat's over there. He's going to run comments on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment line. You just gonna jump right in on this thing? Like I didn't even read this. This is to me.
He called me in tears last night.
No, he did not.
He did so.
This is I can't believe you just came right out with this. All right, I didn't even click this because this isn't true, right?
It's true.
What happened? They lost the lawsuit?
Okay, so Sony had the movie rights to Spider-Man
Yes.
for a long time, and then they cut a deal with Marvel so he could get into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
and they were kind of splitting profits on the standalone movies. And I don't know what the money split looked like on the Avengers, what have you. But long story short, they couldn't reach a deal to extend the deal. So Spider-Man's out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's back to Sony. And they're probably going to reboot Spider-Man. And you'll have, we'll start all over. Who knows?
We can't keep starting all over.
Of course you can.
So does Marvel have one more coming out with him? So they just did Far From Home?
No.
Did they do it like do 3 in a row?
No, Marvel got nothing left with Spider-Man. It's over. Unless they can cut a deal, and they probably will. I assume they're going to find a way. Like Disney just buys Sony or whatever it is.
Well, it's too bad, I guess. Sorry about that.
It's a bad day for T-Roy.
Well, it's a bad day in general for Marvel Comic Universe, right?
It's not great, right? Like Spider-Man is supposed to be one of the guys.
He's going to carry the
like
torch.
Him, Thor and Black Panther is after, the tragic events of Avengers Endgame. Tony Stark's gone. Captain America's done.
Yeah, he's the next. That was the whole thing at Far From Home. But don't mean to give you guys any spoilers, but too late now. Wasn't it when Happy was watching him put things together like Iron Man did, and it wasn't supposed to be like he's going to be the next. He's the dude. He's the guy, right?
He was supposed to be the guy. It certainly seemed that way.
Well, Sony's like a villain now, right?
Yeah, they're not. It's not going great for Sony in the
Twitter world.
In the Twitter cinematic
media
universe. No,
give us back our Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you jerks.
It's like you ruined my childhood.
They just break through like all the scripts from all the old ones. Like, this is where you went wrong before.
Yeah,
Marvel knows how to do it right.
Kind of, yeah.
Sony, stick to PlayStation.
Yeah.
And Walkmans.
Yeah. Stick to Walkman, Sony. Like a lot of that criticism.
That's it. I'm done. I don't know anything more that Sony does outside of own the rights to own the rights to Spider-Man now and everything.
Yeah. So it's a tough day.
Yeah, it's a tough day. All right.
T-Roy in tears.
Well, we got a lot to talk about today. We got guests in studio. Kakert's going to be on soon. Talk some Iowa Hawkeyes with us. We're going to check in with our friend Emily. And Van Buskirk, we'll talk to her about the preseason top 25. We've got part of the NFL 100. I want to look at the decade's best. Another fun one for you, Nick. The XFL has released the names and logos of all of its teams.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, it came out about 20 minutes ago, so we get to do that later on too.
So you're gonna give the name of the team and the logo. And we're going to guess who the starting quarterback will be for that team based on...
So what are you suggesting that we...
Well, give me an example.
Well, you want me to give you one right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want me to
just give me a taste, just a little taste. Just give me one.
All right, so All right, Dallas.
Dallas what?
You want me to give you the name or the logo or what?
Yes, the Dallas what?
You don't want to guess at all.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been through this before. We've guessed. Tried to guess.
I mean, I feel like that would... It's not bad. I want to guess who their starting quarterback will be after you give me the logo for the team.
Okay. Let me see if I can get... Okay. All right. It is Dallas, obviously. We know the city. And by the way, merchandise will go on sale this Saturday.
Okay.
All right. Is the hair on the back of your neck? Is your Spidey sense coming in yet?
I got Amazon.
You getting excited?
I can go buy XFL merch.
I guess.
All right. The colors will be...
Oh, yeah, this is important.
Light blue and red.
Okay.
And the team name of Dallas is going to be the Renegades.
The Renegades.
Yeah.
Got it. And their starting quarterback is Johnny Manziel.
That is a good point, but I do believe when Vince McMahon came out, he's a man of his word.
Yeah, of course. No one
when he came
would
out,
ever
he said that
question Vince McMahon's integrity on this show.
They had something to do about any previous records or whatever else. You might not be involved in anything. So,
what do you mean?
Didn't Johnny Manziel? Doesn't he have get in some trouble or anything?
He's just been really bad in Canada. I'm sure.
I would. It'd be a good bet that Johnny Manziel will be the quarterback for the Dallas Renegades.
It's about the location and the name of the team, and then finding the right terrible quarterback to fit in on that XFL team, Jay. And Johnny Manziel should be the Dallas Renegades starting quarterback, regardless of talent.
Well, there's some wild ones out there. Yep. So it's out there now, and we'll talk about that as well. We've got 7 other cities to go through.
Oh.
We can. So you sat down, Nick. You took the seat of our guy T-Roy.
I did.
And immediately you sat down and you looked at his...
I've been staring at this for the last 20 minutes, Jay, and I'm looking at T-Roy's win-losses for the NFL schedule.
The predictions, yep.
His win totals.
Yes,
and
win-loss predictions for the 2019 NFL season.
And I feel like I could just stare at this all day and be bewildered.
What jumps out at you right away that you were bewildered with?
Dallas Cowboys 13-3.
He's high on the Cowboys.
Pittsburgh Steelers 12-4.
Explain to me where he's wrong though at 13-3.
Well, I mean your best player is not playing, and your owner just offended him yesterday.
Yeah, but
what?
Did he really offend him?
I don't think. Why would you take that well? If you're Ezekiel Elliott, who's led the league in carries for the 2 of the last 3 years, and is by far the best player on that team.
All right, but and I'm not the one that pointed this out. 2 days ago, Will Kane pointed out that Jerry Jones has been Ezekiel Elliott's biggest supporter through all of his shenanigans and everything else that's happened in his time in the NFL. The problem here, and this is what I pointed out yesterday, is that Jerry Jones thinks he has a friendship with Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
He does not realize that he has a
business relationship
with him, okay? So he thinks he can do things like give him a little rib and say Ziku, and he's like, what? That's my guy. Yeah. And they're not guys. And so I'm with you on this because I pointed this out yesterday. Jerry Jones is Mr. Belding, Ezekiel Elliott is Zach Morris, and Mr. Belding does not get to give those ribs to Zach Morris.
No, only Screech and the rest of the friends forever.
Yeah, only that. Which, by the way, I did not know that it was the 30-year anniversary of Saved by the Bell yesterday. It premiered yesterday, 30 years ago. So, anyway, that's the problem. Jerry Jones thinks he has a friendship, not a business relationship with him.
Jerry Jones should know better, or knows better, and just is acting like he doesn't know better.
His team is in Hawaii. He's in Cabo San Lucas. Just why does he need to even say anything? Anyway, so you don't. So 13. So do you think Ezekiel Elliott will be
is a little strong?
I agree. I agree. They were 13-3 3 years ago. Then they went 9-7. They were 10-6 last year.
10-6 sounds like a good season for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if things go well, right? 10-6, which is totally legitimate. That's totally fine. Okay.
So the Dallas Cowboys 13-3, but you knew he was going to come strong with the Cowboys.
Right? Always, right? Yeah. He's a Cowboys homer. His other one that he will always overrate is the Los Angeles Clippers. and he's got the Chargers at 12-4.
He loves the Chargers.
He always loves the Chargers. He's going to take Phil Rivers 3 rounds too early in every fantasy draft he's in.
Yeah.
He's going to take Keenan Allen everywhere. And the guy's going to get hurt in week 3.
He did get Melvin Gordon in the auction league.
Melvin Gordon's not even playing.
I understand that, but he got him.
Derwin James, he's out for the
He's
season.
out. That hurts him a lot.
Ton. He's great.
He did be fair. He made those picks before he just took down a first-year Pro Bowl corner.
Sure.
Is what Derwin James is. So, that hurts them tremendously on defense. But he did make those picks before him. But still.
12-4 strong. Again, 10-6. This would be a good season for the Clippers, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a lot of 10-6 going forward from here on out for the teams that he's high on.
You're going 15-1 for the Patriots.
I did not have the Patriots at 15-1. And I don't have my sheet in front of me, which is annoying. But
Patriots go 12-4. It's a good season, right? You got no Gronkowski. Their offense isn't going to be as good. Their defense isn't as good. They're the Patriots. You expect them to be good, and they will be good. But 15-1 is pretty strong. He's got the Cardinals going 0-16, which has only happened twice in NFL history.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's got...
He does not like their defense. He doesn't like their offensive line. He doesn't like a 5'10 quarterback.
He's not wrong, but 0-16 has only ever happened twice in the history of the NFL.
I know. And I have them, I think, at 3 or 4 wins. So
they're going to get one at home. Like they'll probably win. They could win week 1 at home to Detroit. Like week 1. That game's a coin toss, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna get a win. Anyway, it's a lot of boomer bust for T. Roy's picks. He's got the R words at 1-15.
Mm-hmm.
That seems low. They should be able to squeak 1 or 2 out. They could win 4 or 5 games. Seattle 6-10. Tampa Bay going 10-6.
He likes Tampa Bay. Bruce Arians.
He always likes Tampa Bay.
He does. He thinks Bruce Arians is going to be the quarterback whisperer.
For who?
Jameis Winston.
No. Guys, what?
I didn't say it.
We're still doing this?
That's what he thinks.
We're still, like, any moment now he's going to turn it around?
Mike Evans could be...
Mike Evans is great.
Is he, though?
Yes, he is. Who's the best quarterback Mike Evans has ever played with?
He's never caught over 90. He's never had over 90 catches in a season. But this time he is the number 1 by far. I mean, there's like for receiving in the receiving corps, there's not even like a 2. It goes down like him, and then they have like a 4. Like there's like I said,
is that good for Mike Evans?
It's good for Mike Evans, yeah.
Why? He's gonna get double, triple coverage
but
every
then I don't.
snap.
More balls coming his way is what I think.
Why would they? Why would
I'm not a Mike Evans
way?
guy, by the way. So I've
obviously
too many times. I don't care how many. If he's the number 8 or if he can be up as number 4. Too many times he has not helped me in any way in fantasy. So, and I don't know. It doesn't help Tampa Bay get too many W's, but he likes Tampa Bay.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Texans at 5-11. Seems low. No, that would be a very disappointing season for the Houston Texans.
Again, that situation is going to be that. He thinks Deshaun Watson is going to get beat up. Can't get hit that many times. He gets hit 25% more than the next quarterback.
Sure.
So, but the South, but you have to turn that around because I don't think Andrew Luck's going to be ready. I think the South is up for grabs in the AFC.
He's got Indianapolis at 10-6.
No.
I mean, there's a scenario that's possible, right? That's not out of bounds. That's not like insane. That's not 15-1 New England.
Mm-hmm.
He's got. I mean, what he's got.
Right.
Baltimore at 9-7.
You're high on Baltimore.
I'm very high on Baltimore.
The thought there is that you have to find probably at least 4 teams that made the playoffs last year that will not make it this year.
Yes, I understand that.
So he went with Baltimore, and even though I think he had him at best, take a look at that. I think he had him at best 2-2 out of the first 4.
He has Baltimore going win-win, loss-win.
So he has them 3-1?
At Miami, home to Arizona, at Kansas City, home to Cleveland.
Okay.
And he's got him losing at Pittsburgh. Which he has Pittsburgh at 12-4, which I think is the most insane, the most absurd of his picks.
Because you think Pittsburgh's going to be down because they don't have...
Why would they be better?
Antonio Brown? Because they don't have the distraction.
The distraction of your best player? Of like one of the best wide receivers?
Juju's no...
He's not bad.
Yeah.
He's not Antonio Brown. You've lost your two best players 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Your quarterback is aging and hasn't been good in 4 years. Your offensive line's bad now.
James Conner could emerge into a top
James
4
Conner is going to
running back.
get 22 carries for 86 yards in in 16 games this season. He's going to average about 4 yards a carry.
I feel like he's going to average more fumbles per game than touchdowns per game.
I mean, replacing Le'Veon Bell with James Conner and saying that you're somehow going to be better, like you're better. The distraction of having talent is good for you now.
Mm-hmm. Subtraction.
Are the Giants going to be better without Odell Beckham Jr.?
Addition by subtraction?
Are the Giants better this year?
Are the Giants going to be better? No.
Addition by subtraction. Like, when has that ever... Name when that's actually worked 3 times.
I don't know. It's worked before.
No, that is the narrative. That is head coach talk for, we're not as good this year, but hopefully we can get lucky a couple times.
Yeah.
I mean, like... And then basically what you're basing it on is the record, and I understand that that's a metric, but if the Steelers, even if the Steelers make the playoffs this year, are they better than they were last year?
No.
Are they better than the year before?
But who's going to win the North?
Baltimore.
Okay. All right.
They won it last year. They're going to be better this year.
Again, Lamar Jackson. Their
defense is very good.
Their defense is very good, always is. But it's the philosophy of Lamar Jackson says I'm not going to run as much, and the coaches are saying we're going to be running a lot.
Are we going to pay attention to what anyone says in?
You should.
Why?
I don't. What is it for? What's the
nobody says
for?
anything that they really mean in the preseason. Nobody's giving away anything. What's he gonna say? Yeah, no, I'm gonna run it 30 times a game. They'll run it as much as they need to run it
to get the W, I guess. I don't know. We'll come back to that. We have to go to our first break. We got Tom Cakerton here from Hawkeye Report. We got to talk about the Hawkeyes coming up. We'll be right back after this quick word from a sponsor.
Do you want the latest in TV and security technology but don't know where to start? Call Done Right TV and Security Solutions, your Dish premier local retailer, to get started today. They'll take the guesswork out of choosing the latest smart home technology with your budget in mind. Dish has been a leader in technology for years, and the Hopper Smart HD DVR interacts with your smart speaker to change channels, pause, and fast forward with just the sound of your voice. Sign up today and receive a Nest doorbell system free courtesy of Done Right. So call 866-84-RIGHT today and let Done Right provide local professional installation with personal service that's trusted by thousands of business and homeowners in the Quad Cities. Restrictions apply. It requires an internet-connected Hopper. That's Done Right TV and Security, 866-84-RIGHT.
This is WQAD's Matt Randazzo, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Message and data rates may apply.
Help! Seriously, I am too young for hair loss.
My hairline keeps creeping back. Receding?
I've got this bald spot.
Oh, it's thinning everywhere.
I'm gonna have to give up and shave it.
Dude, put down the razor, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, is about to give you your real hair back permanently. Don't ignore the signs of hair loss. Bosley is giving away an absolutely free information kit that reveals all the signs, and a free gift card to anyone who texts TAP to 85850. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Using the latest technology, Bosley's solution to hair loss is permanent and protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Plus, since Bosley has new non-surgical options, you owe it to yourself to text now for an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off, no matter what level of hair loss you have. Text TAP to 85850. That's TAP to 85850.
In business, is it better to build your way to growth or buy your way? First Midwest Bank has ideas. It's a critical decision and different for every company. A First Midwest commercial banker can help you weigh your options, because at First Midwest, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. M&A momentum, strategic momentum, business momentum. First Midwest Bank.
ESPN 93.5 is the Quad City sports leader and home of your local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 93.5 Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 93.5 app or going to ESPN935.com. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
It's time to bet. Place your bets with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. We're Iowa-based, locally owned and Iowa's preferred sportsbook. Football, baseball, college, or pro. Bet anytime, anywhere in Iowa. Visit Draft Day Sports Lounge at Rhythm City Casino and start betting now. Online betting coming soon for active Resort Club members. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City Casino Resort now to join. Membership is free. Make every game better with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. Subject to RGC approval. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Big news for car buyers. It's a corporate-ordered clearance at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Here's Gavin McGrath.
We're overstocked. Over 2,500 quality pre-owned vehicles are all clearance priced. Payments from $167 a month. Certified used trucks from $10,988.
That's clearance pricing. Plus, even bigger news if you're looking to trade.
We trade for anything regardless of mileage or age.
Tug it. Tow it.
Tell us where it is. Get top dollar and clearance pricing at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
Payments as low as $167 a month.
The Quad City's best selection of certified pre-owned trucks from $10,988. Clearance pricing for everyone. All credit applications accepted.
And we're trading for anything.
Close. No firearms or spouses, please.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, 4618 North Brady Street. Log on McGrathAuto.com.
We're playing all the hits.
Bodie hits a base hit. Cubs win.
Every Chicago Cubs baseball game is on the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 93.5. We're live in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Done Right TV and Security. Joining us in studios, Tom Caker from Hawkeye Report. Tom, you just got back from Iowa City yesterday?
Yeah, we had a little media availability yesterday with Brian Ferentz and Phil Parker, offensive and defensive coordinators, just to kind of get an update. Plus, they had the Big Ten Network there last night, so they had the hour-long thing. But it was funny because, as you know, Brian Ferentz worked for Bill Belichick for several years. And we're trying to get some information out of him about, because he mentioned if any of the freshmen, they were really impressed, and tried to get some information out of him about specifics and if guys might be playing this year. And he basically gave us I'll let the head coach handle that. Mm-hmm. It was basically his on to Cincinnati moment.
Yeah. We're worried about Cincinnati. Yeah,
we're on to Cincinnati.
We're on to Cincinnati now. We're moving past that. We're on Cincinnati. So, and then big news, I guess, for Stanley. He got named to the O'Brien list, and he just got named to the Manning Award watch list.
Yeah, I think Epinesa and Stanley have been named to every watch list that applies to them. So we'll see if they're on those lists later this year. But it's like Brian Ferentz was saying, all the work in camp, guys can look good in camp, but what happens on that first Saturday of the season is what really matters. So,
and other things, news of speculation, I think it was, I don't even know if it was ESPN.com, and you may know, who was it out there that kind of speculated like where game day might be headed this year, and then Iowa City, or was it Iowa State? Was someone speculating that?
I think Randy Peterson from the Des Moines Register has written a weekly column about different angles of game day.
Yeah.
I think Iowa State fans are a little bit obsessed, as is the folks who cover them, about having game day there. Iowa fans get the same way about game day, though, too. I could really don't care.
Yeah.
It's just another thing that I'd probably have to go do. So it's not like I enjoy it or get a lot out of it, but I understand why fans get excited about it. Because Iowa State has never had game day. I think they're one of like 11 schools that have not had it in the Power 6, Power 5 conferences. So they're pretty anxious to have it up in Ames, and more than likely Iowa and Iowa State are going to be ranked, and that'll be, I think, the first time that both teams have been ranked that they've met each other. So it makes sense. I know some of the ESPN people who are involved with game day have said they're really interested in getting it to Ames, but it seems like the other game that weekend is Clemson at Syracuse. And where do most of the ESPN people go to school?
Yeah,
Syracuse.
And then Northwestern right after that.
Yeah.
So, most of them go there, and also you have the
So I think there's a chance that it's going to be there. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, is this the first time that Iowa State's preseason both ranked in the top 25?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think everybody's kind of looked into it, and nobody could find a time when both of them have been preseason ranked or ranked, both teams ranked going. I don't even think I don't know if Iowa or Iowa State were ranked in like 02. That I don't think either team were ranked at that point.
Seneca Wallace year.
The Seneca Wallace game.
Year. Yeah. I don't think so either.
So it's cool, but
all right. Hold on a second. We have a phone call.
Is it T-Roy?
I don't know. Hey, you're on ESPN 93.5.
Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Jill.
Hi, Jill.
I just want to say, I wish you were wearing your headband today. I've been watching you on
It left it in the car.
Your hair looks so beautiful.
Thanks, Jill.
Voice sounds a little raspy today, Jill.
Well, I am a little raspy. I was out drinking with Troy last night. He's a tiger. He's a little bit of a tiger. I might be starting to turn on him. I kind of like him, too.
Okay. Is there anything else going on?
Well, I just want to say I love Tom Kakert.
He's the best. We love having him here.
You know who Tom Kakert loves? T-Roy.
Who is Tom? Troy, he's a drinker, though. You got to watch him.
He loves T-Roy and Jerry Jones's sense of humor.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, I never get a call in, and I just miss Jay.
All right, well,
That's
thank
all
you.
I wanted to say. Quad Cities, and he has the best-looking toes on radio.
Okay, thanks for the call, and I appreciate it. See you later.
It's good to see that Foster Brooks was calling in today.
I don't know.
That's good. That goes over the head of 95% of your listeners.
It went over
with
the head of me.
Brooks.
What's the Foster Brooks?
Foster Brooks was a guy who went on various shows and was basically a drunk comedian.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. How dare you say that about Jill when she calls in? I don't think it's too early in the afternoon for her to be tipping them back. There's always the shampoo effect, though, so who knows? All right. So, what else have you taken from the media days, the multiple days?
You know what was interesting yesterday? Phil Parker, one of the safety jobs, probably not as secure, and the way Phil sounded, maybe Kayvon Mayweather, who was slated to be the starter, might not be the starter. It might be Jack Corner, a kid from the Des Moines area, who walked on, and I believe he's on scholarship now. Or he will be shortly, I would guess. But turned down, offers from like South Dakota State to walk on at Iowa, and he might be the safety.
Is there any other positional battles out there that we should be aware of?
Really, Phil Parker kind of compared Jack Corner to Gervais yesterday.
Okay,
which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
He mentioned Davion Nixon doing really well at defensive tackle. Brian Ferentz talked a lot about Amir Smith-Marset, just the maturity that he's shown, and that he's probably had the best camp of any Iowa player. So that's kind of nice to hear. Oliver Martin update. you want an Oliver Martin update?
Yes,
because everyone
please.
loves
Yeah.
Oliver Martin updates.
Well, I texted you over the weekend because that Twitter that. And I was like, I'm not going to go down this without talking to you. So I texted him, like, is there any, and you knew exactly what I was talking about. I said, is there any truth to this Oliver Martin? And the guy just said, like, per sources, it was on Twitter. It said, per sources, Oliver Martin has been granted immediate eligibility and will suit up against Miami of Ohio the game week 1. Or whatever, something similar to that. And you just said, you knew right away when I texted you, is there any truth to Oliver Martin? You knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So
there's no update at this point. And in fact, Brian Ferentz even said, we're just kind of waiting to find out the answer.
When is that going to happen?
They don't know. I would guess probably within the next couple days, they'll have some sort of decision. Because you're going into game week.
I know. What is the holdup? It's
apparently some of the paperwork got in later than.
Okay. Well, that's fair then.
So it's part of on the Iowa side of things.
Okay.
That they needed to get some paperwork in, and apparently they didn't realize that they needed to get some paperwork in.
Because it was talked about that, like, well, someone said the other day that, I thought Harbaugh was okay with him transferring. I said, from what Harbaugh says and what really happens are two different things. Because we're seeing it with the University of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty.
Here's the other thing. He banged up his shoulder Thursday in practice. Oliver did. So he's on the sidelines right now. Initially, there was some worry that maybe he had separated his shoulder, which would have put him out for a while, depending on the severity of it. But from what I heard yesterday, it doesn't seem like it's going to be. It's more maybe a bruise than anything, and he'll probably be back to practice next week.
All right. So, what are you working on for Hawkeye Report?
What am I working on? We're doing a podcast tomorrow.
Okay.
But, Friday we'll get the two deeps for the first time this year for like a game week, real two deeps.
Okay.
So I'll be writing about that on Friday and just doing some basic stuff of what to look ahead for this season. I spoke to the Miami of Ohio play-by-play guy yesterday, so I'll be putting out a piece on kind of a behind it. We call it behind enemy lines.
Yeah, and you do a great job with that every week, by the way. So go to Hawkeye Report. I like that you reach out to the people that cover the other.
It's a pretty easy thing. You just kind of ask them some basic questions, and it's always nicer when it's a school that's affiliated with that has a rival site, because then we can just email with each other and help each other out. But it's a nice, easy read every week. So I'm going to probably put that out this week, just because there's not a lot going on.
Yeah. It's
right
calm
now.
Before the storm, right?
It's about here. I mean, next week at this time, we'll already be done with our game week Tuesday media session with Kirk and the Blairs. So.
You excited?
Sometimes.
As long as game day doesn't show up, we'll be fine.
As long as game day doesn't.
It's a yes and no thing this year. I mean, you're excited for the season because it's it's fun to have football back, but then that also means that it gets really busy. So it's gonna be a challenge, but it's always fun.
All right, so Thursday I saw you. Well, I don't want to give too much away, but you were. Have you made any wagers that have either?
I've not won anything yet, but I haven't bet much. I've been down I think that one time Thursday when I was down there, and then one other time.
So you didn't.
But I've got the app now. I just haven't put any money in there.
So you got the app for
William Hill.
Okay, because you have an Android.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm still waiting on the Apple. So you got the app, all right? And you did placed a bet that day or whatever Thursday or
Thursday I did.
Yeah.
And the Cubs let me down. That was the night that they gave up all those runs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
that's right. And Nick, have you been down to the?
I've narrowly avoided going there probably 4 times.
Yeah.
Like it's been really close, but no, I haven't. Like I don't like betting baseball.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're doing futures,
That's true. Well, like I said, I have not gone down after I went 0 for 5 on my parlay, so that was fun. I seriously lost all 5 games on a parlay.
Well,
you should get your money back.
That's what I tried to pitch that yesterday to Alex from Rhythm City, the Elite Sportsbook. I said, can we come up with something if you go like a 5-team
Their
parlay?
app's not out yet, right?
Their app isn't out either. I
Like
said,
a farmer's hand in euchre?
something like that. I said, hey, can we do this? Can we name it after me or whatever? I was like,
I saw that 5-team parlay, and you deserve to lose all 5 parts of that.
I felt good in some of it. The Dodgers minus 1.5 against the Marlins.
I don't know, man.
I know it was on the road, but
you asked for too much on day
I was
one.
way over salt and pepper in the recipe.
You really went too heavy.
I did. I was like, well, $5 to win 78.53.
Like, why not just make it a 10-teamer? Like, why not a 15er, Jay?
Just keep going.
Just every over/under, every win, every
I really
point
felt
spread.
good
If
about
all
it, too.
13 of my games hit today, I win
That's
$17.
Yes. Anyway, I didn't know if anybody got
That's
anything
big
else.
money over there, Serge. You're gambling with.
I didn't know if anybody got anything else out there. Well, the NFL's coming up, and we were talking about T-Roy's picks earlier, and Kaker, we talked about over-unders that we like in gambling, but...
T-Roy picking the Bucks last week for like 10 wins.
10-6.
Yeah. Here's the crazy thing. And then Jay Rude calls in. I think you had already left. And he said that the Sharps are hitting the over on Tampa Bay.
What's their over/under? 7?
I think it's 8.5.
All right.
8, and they were hammering it.
The funny thing is, T-Roy has had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 10-6 for like 6 straight years.
Same thing. I know.
Are they like his secret team?
No,
Yeah.
the Chargers are his secret team.
No, the Chargers are his obvious second team next to the Dallas Cowboys. Tampa Bay is his secret team.
He's going to be upset that he missed this, but in the NFL 100's coming up, and they've been putting together the best teams of the decade, or the decade's best, or whatever. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions, see if you can get this right. All right. So this is of the 90s, the NFL.
Okay.
All right. So what team had the most wins in the 90s for the NFL?
Dallas.
49ers?
Serge?
I would have said Dallas as well.
Probably correct.
It's the 49ers with 113 wins.
Wow. What the Bills have?
Wow, that's a good one, too.
4 Super Bowl losses?
Yeah. Besides 4 Super Bowl
That still hurts.
They don't really put that on the decade's best list. Who had the most championships in the 90s?
Dallas.
Dallas did, didn't they?
Dallas did, yes. All right, this is where it gets fun. Who had the most touchdowns in the 1990s?
Most touched. Jerry Rice?
That's what I would have said.
Emmitt Smith.
Both good guesses.
You're such a cheerleader over there.
Well, he took the words out of my mouth, and that's why I would have guessed second. So,
the most touchdowns in the 90s belongs to Emmitt Smith. Who had the most passing touchdowns in the 1990s? Emmitt Smith had 147 touchdowns. The San Francisco 49ers had 113 wins, and the Cowboys had 3 Super Bowl championships in the 90s. Who had the most passing touchdowns in the 1990s?
That's a good question.
That is.
Dan Marino. No, he's too old.
Yeah.
He's too old.
It's got to be...
Dan Marino, he did have, though, the appearance in Ace Ventura and Hootie and the Blowfish video, so he has that going for him in the 90s.
Can't take that away from you.
No, and
Ever.
Isotona commercials, too.
Yeah.
He's triple threat.
Music
Music videos, movies, and commercials.
And gloves.
Jeez. All right.
Passing yards. Jim Kelly.
Most passing touchdowns in the 90s.
Kelly's not bad.
Jim Kelly.
Aikman.
It's not Aikman.
No, Aikman never threw that many.
Yeah.
With 235 passing touchdowns, it is Brett Favre.
Favre.
In the 90s, yep.
Favre.
The most passing yards in the 1990s.
Warren Moon.
Ooh. All right, go with Favre again. Fine.
It is
It's
with
Favre.
33,508 passing yards. It belongs to Dan Marino.
Ooh.
Most rushing yards in the 90s?
Emmitt
Smith.
Very good. Most receiving touchdowns in the 90s?
Jerry Rice.
Yeah?
With 103 receiving touchdowns, it is Jerry Rice.
That's crazy.
Emmitt Smith rushed for 13,963 yards in the 90s. Where are we at? Most receiving yards in the 90s?
Jerry Rice.
It is Jerry Rice with 12,078 yards. Okay. Most coaching wins in the 90s.
Ooh.
Most wins for a coach in the 90s.
Not Barry Switzer.
It is not Barry Switzer.
So Marv Levy?
It is not Marv Levy. Think T-Roy's favorite team. Hidden favorite team. Secret favorite team.
Chargers.
Secret favorite team.
Oh,
Tampa.
Herm Edwards?
No.
He's got too many secret hidden teams here.
Tony Dungy.
No.
Dungy.
The most coaching wins in the 90s with 93 wins is Marty Schottenheimer.
Oh. Wow.
Schottenheimer.
The most championships as a coach is shared by two men with 2 championships. One is who?
Jimmy Johnson.
Who is the other?
Seifert?
Mm-mm.
No.
Won back-to-back Super Bowls in the 90s.
Bill Parcells.
No.
No.
Did not win back-to-back. He only won one in the 90s.
Switzer didn't get 2, did he?
No, he did not.
It's got to be...
Think AFC West.
That eliminates half that.
Well, just think AFC West. There's a team in the AFC West who was the coach of them. They won the Super Bowl twice back-to-back.
Oh, duh.
Mike Shanahan.
Oh, that's right, Denver.
Almost had it.
Oh, jeez. Forgot all about those Denver teams.
The most points scored per game at an average of 26 with the San Francisco 49ers. The fewest points allowed per game in the 90s was the Dallas Cowboys. 17.2. Biggest draft buffs of the 90s.
Tony Mandrich.
Was Mandrich in the 90s or was he 89?
I don't know. It's right around then.
Here's some names for you. Kajana Carter, Ryan Leaf,
Yeah.
Dan Wilkinson,
Yeah.
Achilles Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Cade McNown,
Ooh.
Heath Schuler. I
Yes.
believe he's a senator now, isn't he?
He's congressman.
Congressman. Trev Alberts, Michael Booker, Reggie McGrew, and Kyle Brady.
Kyle Brady.
Yes.
Also in the 90s, Carolina Panthers were founded in 1995, as well as the Jackson Jaguars. The Raiders, who also made this list for relocation in the 80s, moved from Los Angeles to the Oakland in 1995. The Rams moved from Los Angeles to St. Louis in 1995. The Browns moved to Baltimore and renamed as the Ravens in 1996. And in 1999, the new franchise, the Browns, were created. And the Oilers moved from Houston to Tennessee in 1997, renamed as the Titans in 1999. What a decade. What a time to live.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. All right. Do you want to guess the rest of the new XFL logos, the team names?
I saw him.
You saw him?
No.
Look at Caker.
Houston Renegades.
We already said it's Dallas Renegades.
Dallas Renegades. No, it's Houston, isn't it?
Dallas.
Oh, Dallas Renegades. The St. Louis, what was it? Ball Hawks or something?
Hold on. We're gonna let Nick.
I saw him.
Easy.
I saw him.
I can't believe you're excited about the XFL as I am, Caker.
I'm not.
What?
Well, if you get excited about a league, you know what happens? They fold.
Oh, that happens to be. All right. It is not the St. Louis Ball Hawks.
It's close.
It's close though.
It's Ball something.
No.
Or something Hawk something.
Yep.
Yeah, it's something
War
Hawks. St.
Hawks?
Louis.
The Battle Hawks.
Is it really the Battlehawks?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's their quarterback going to be, Nick?
St. Louis
That's what Nick wants to
Battlehawks.
do. He wants you give him this, he wants to guess who the quarterback's going to be.
No, it's the guy. He was the quarterback for Missouri.
Drew Lock?
Yeah, Drew Lock is the starting quarterback for the Ball Hawks.
He's at Denver.
He just got hurt.
He's gonna get
He's just got hurt.
It doesn't matter if he's
If you
hurt.
have an evaluation, he might be out for the rest
Drew
of the
Lock is
season.
the starting quarterback for the Ball Hawks.
No, it's Chase McDaniel. That's who it would be.
It
Chase
could be him,
Daniels.
too.
Chase Daniels.
Sure,
That's who it
great,
would be. He
great.
was from Missouri.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. You ready for this? The Tampa Bay Vipers.
The Vipers.
Green and yellow.
Is
and in
the
V,
ball
there's
coach?
a little.
Who's the coach of Tampa? Is it the ball coach? Is he going to just
Steve
transfer
Spurrier?
over?
No, Spurrier's not the Tampa Bay coach.
It's just his visor is actually
I
the
don't
head
think
coach.
they've announced it. I think the only one is I think Dallas or Houston, one of those two that's going to be Stoops is one of. I don't know if they've announced all the coaches of that. All right. So the Tampa Bay Vipers.
Yes.
Who is going to be the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Vipers?
The starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Vipers is Jamie Foxx from Any Given Sunday.
Oh, wow. Steamin' Willie Beeman?
Yes, Steamin' Willie Beeman.
Steamin' Willie Beeman.
It doesn't matter if he's ready or not. Just put him in.
Okay. All right. New York.
The Guardians.
The Guardians.
The Guardians.
Yes.
You know who their quarterback's going to be?
Tell me, Tom.
Keanu Reeves.
That's not bad. That's great.
What was his name?
In the
Shane
replacements?
Falco.
Yeah,
Shane
Falco.
Falco.
Yeah.
Put him in. Put it on the board. That's great.
That's what they should do with the XFL. They should either have active pro wrestlers or fictional quarterbacks.
I'd love it.
Active pro wrestlers?
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. Who would be the best quarterback for the active quarterbacks?
Ricochet. He'd be like Mike Vick.
He would be. That's great. All right, Seattle. Some of these names are just so. Seattle Dragons.
Seattle Dragons.
These names are like what you would find in the knockoff 8-bit Nintendo when they couldn't get a license for the NFL. So they would just put them all the NFL cities, but then they'd give them like these real cheesy names.
Yep.
Like Dragons and Vipers. Ugh.
The Dragons have to have a guy named Peter as their quarterback, right?
That's not bad.
That would be good.
It's not bad.
Pete's
I'm
Dragons.
thinking like you could get Jared Lorenzen. He should be on that team.
There's got to be a Peter out there that can be a quarterback. It's too good to be Pete's Dragons. It's just, it just makes all the sense in the world.
Starting quarterback's named Peter. Anybody? Jill, can you call in?
There's got to be a Peter out there.
This is where we need T-Roy.
There's a
for the
what about Nathan Peterman?
No.
What about Nathan Peterman?
Yeah. Nathan Peterman.
He's the quarterback of Seattle, right?
There you go. See, we can do this on our own.
The problem is he's going to be starting in Oakland in week 3.
Yeah, probably.
Once John Gruden burns everything to the ground.
It's got to be Nathan Peterman. All right, L.A., look out for these. It's going to be the Los Angeles Wildcats.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Give us a little Wildcat, Jay.
But the thing
it's really the
But
Wildcats?
now they get to bring in
Woody
it's
Harrelson.
The Florida Kings.
You get to bring in Nipsey Russell. Goldie Hawn is the head coach.
Football? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm in.
Goldie Hawn is the head coach of the Los Angeles Wildcats.
Adam Sandler's their starting quarterback.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Bobby Boucher.
No.
It's the Florida Kings.
Longest yard.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Paul Crew.
Paul Crew. That's right.
Paul Crew, yeah.
Well, Burt Reynolds can't do it anymore. He's dead.
R.I.P.
Burns out.
This guy here is dead.
He could still do
Cross
it.
him off the list then.
Burt Reynolds could still do it. He might show up.
All right. DC Defenders.
The DC Defenders. It's Tim Tebow.
You go from like college
I don't like
college team
Guardians
names
and Defenders.
to...
Sounds too comic book
Yes,
shit.
those are
That's
comic
it.
books.
Guardians and Defenders, and then we have our typical Dragons and Wildcats.
Tim Tebow is the starting quarterback for the DC Defenders. And it's only because he's going to springboard that into being a senator.
No.
And he's got to dress up like Captain
Tebow
America.
would be the Tampa guy. He's a Florida guy.
Yeah.
I thought that too.
Tebow would be great.
But he's not going to go play for the Vipers. Sinful.
That's a Colin Kaepernick waiting to happen right
yeah,
there.
Colin Kaepernick in DC would be just terrific.
Oh, boy.
It would be great.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. We know.
That's a good
We know.
You know who else is for that? Vincent Kennedy McMahon is for that.
All right, so we already said Dallas Renegades, and you said that's Johnny Manziel. Now you have Houston. The Houston...
Texas got 2 teams of the 8.
Yes.
All right.
The Houston Roughnecks.
That's what I told you earlier.
You said Dallas.
No, I said Houston, and you said no, that's Dallas.
I thought you said Dallas.
Because there's a Dallas team and there's a Houston team.
You said Houston Renegades.
No, Houston Roughnecks.
You did not say Roughnecks.
I did.
I'm going to
Check
roll back
the
the tape later.
Houston Roughnecks.
Jay's actually got you on this one. You misspoke, but it wasn't a big deal.
No.
Okay.
Let's move past it.
The Houston Roughnecks. Houston. What does this look like? It just looks like an oil rig. So that's
Johnny Moxon.
Ooh.
How about is that the guy from the Whipped Cream Bikini?
Yeah.
He
Jonathan
wouldn't be
Moxon.
bad. Like if you're
James
getting
Vanderbeek,
the
playing
beak.
quarterback.
Let's put him in.
What if Lance Harbor makes a comeback?
If you went real world quarterback, you go Mike Glennon, right?
Sure.
Because of his long neck.
Did you guys see the Hard Knocks last night?
I didn't. Nick watched it. I didn't see it.
Oh my God, Kelly Endo just killed it at the beginning.
I liked how
Did he do
Gruden was
a
like
Gruden
somewhat
impersonation?
upset. Like, so I'll just say something funny, Frank, which is just a guy who can't take a joke about himself.
I think
you're just
he
like,
was
come on, Gruden. Like he was kind of in on it, but you also know it kind of bothered
It
him
kinda
because
bothers
he's
him.
John Gruden. He's a child.
Yes.
He's a child.
So
Football guy. Is Gruden the ultimate football guy?
Oh, that sounds like he described himself. That's the problem with that right there. He'd be like, "I'm just the ultimate football guy."
If you mean ultimate football guy is like a pejorative like term, yes, he's the ultimate football guy, and that he's really
He's like the picture in the dictionary of football guy.
he's really
John
petty
Gruden.
and really like single-minded
Yeah.
and like really like nothing more important than what John Gruden is doing that day. Then yes, he's the ultimate football guy.
Yeah, he is. He's a football guy.
Oh boy. All right. Well, Tom, I know you got to get out of here. You got an appointment. We got to take our break. Anyway, I appreciate you coming in and giving us all your insight for the Hawkeye Report. And your podcast is going to be, you're going to record tonight?
Tomorrow
night?
afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon, and then it drops. Will drop Thursday night or will drop Friday morning?
Thursday night. Hopefully
Thursday night.
earlier than that. Depends on what Randazzo does. You know, it's on his schedule.
He's a busy guy. All right, so go to HawkeyeReport.com. Follow Kakert at Hawkeye Report. Thanks for everything, buddy. You have a great
thanks
day.
for having me on, guys.
Yep, we'll talk to you soon.
Hey, Quad Cities, stop going to your favorite social media sites asking for suggestions of where to get your oil change, who does the best tattoo work, or the best place for lunch in the Quad Cities. Pick up your Locals Love Us guide. They have an easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find whatever you're looking for. Or go to their website at localsloveus.com, click on Quad Cities, and then browse the favorites. It's so easy to use, they even rank the most popular places for you. While you're on their website, don't forget to vote for our show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local, and all of our sponsors. Locals Love Us, your guide to the best.
This is Lobo from Lobo Salsa. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Join the conversation. Follow 93.5 on Facebook and Twitter to never miss a thing from the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
Message and data rates may apply.
Help! Seriously, I'm too young for hair loss.
My hairline keeps creeping back. Receding?
I got this bald spot. It's thinning everywhere.
I'm gonna have to give up and shave it.
Dude, put down the razor because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, is about to give you your real hair back permanently. Don't ignore the signs of hair loss. Bosley is giving away an absolutely free information kit that reveals all the signs and a free gift card to anyone who texts TAP to 85850. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Using the latest technology, Bosley's solution to hair loss is permanent and protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Plus, since Bosley has new non-surgical options, you owe it to yourself to text now for an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off, no matter what level of hair loss you have. Text TAP to 85850. That's TAP to 85850.
ESPN 93.5 is the Quad City sports leader and home of your local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 93.5 Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 93.5 app or going to ESPN935.com. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
If you're running a business, how much should you invest in retaining your employees? First Midwest Bank has ideas. In today's tight labor market, keeping your employees is more important than ever. A First Midwest banker can help you determine what type of 401k plan to offer. At First Midwest Bank, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com.
Big news for car buyers. It's a corporate ordered clearance at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Here's Gavin McGrath.
We're overstocked. Over 2,500 quality pre-owned vehicles are all clearance priced. Payments from $167 a month. Certified used trucks from $10,988.
That's clearance pricing. Plus, even bigger news if you're looking to trade.
We trade for anything regardless of mileage or age.
Tug it. Tow it.
Tell us where it is. Get top dollar and clearance pricing at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
Payments as low as $167 a month.
The Quad City's best selection of certified pre-owned trucks from $10,988. Clearance pricing for everyone. All credit applications accepted.
And we're trading for anything.
Close. No firearms or spouses, please.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, 4618 North Brady Street. Log on McGrathAuto.com.
It's time to bet. Place your bets with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. We're Iowa-based, locally owned, and Iowa's preferred sportsbook. Football, baseball, college, or pro. Bet anytime, anywhere in Iowa. Visit Draft Day Sports Lounge at Rhythm City Casino and start betting now. Online betting coming soon for active Resort Club members. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City Casino Resort now to join. Membership is free. Make every game better with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. Subject to IRGC approval. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Welcome back to ESPN 93.5 and Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're live here in the Hassle Castle. Brought to you by Done Right TV and Security. Want to remind everyone to go out there and download the ESPN 93.5 app. You can use the app for such things as buy one, get one free to the River Bandits games, and there's no expiration for that. It doesn't use once and go away. You can use that over and over again. You can also get notifications on contests that we're running, any breaking news, and you can listen to us on the app as well. So go to your Google or App Store and look up ESPN 93.5 KJOC, download the app. You can listen to us there. You can listen to us online, ESPN935.com, on your radio, or you can listen and watch us and comment on Facebook as well. Nick.
Yup.
I'm not going to get too deep into National Day, but I did something else happened today that we're going to, a little bit more trivia, whatever else. But today, August 21st, is National Senior Citizen Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you're an ageist like me, that's not a big deal. So, but you know how to observe it. Spend time with some senior citizens that you know, right? Isn't that the thought?
I think that's the purpose, yeah.
It provides an opportunity to show our appreciation for their dedication, accomplishments, and services they give throughout their lives.
Are you coming out against old people here?
According to the 2017 census, 47 million seniors live in the United States. By 2060, that number will nearly double. Their wealth of knowledge, skill, and experience offer so much more for the next generation. What is the line in Dumb and Dumber? Anyway, you know, about old people. Never mind. It's National Spumani Day.
The dessert?
Yes. The delicious frozen treat which hails from southern Italy.
It's National Spumani. What?
Traditionally, 3 molded layers of flavored gelato create a unique dessert. This creamy creation often includes a candied fruits and nuts in 2 layers and with a third chocolate layer. According to a Chicago Tribune article from the 4th of July, 1979, a genuine spumani recipe was brought to the United States from Nola, Italy in 1905. I don't know why it's National Day. They have not been able to find the creator for that. It's National Brazilian Blowout Day for all you hairdressers out there. While the summer weather is celebrated for its beach trips, vacation, barbecues, and carefree attitude, it can also be a hair nightmare. With humidity at an all-time high, frizzy hair is in full effect across the nation. Therefore, August 21st, we celebrate National Brazilian Blowout Day. Congressional Startup Day. Around the country, Congressional Startup Day creates a platform for entrepreneurs to connect with their lawmakers. This day is designed for startups to express concerns. And that's it for the national days.
You know, I guess you're right. Senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose. I'll be right back. Don't you go dying on me.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's what I was talking about. Thank you, Serge.
I got you, buddy.
Also, August 21st, 1931, Babe Ruth smacks homer number 600. 88 years ago today, he became the first member of baseball's 600 home run club after he knocked one out of the park against the St. Louis Browns.
He was on steroids.
For 38 years, Babe Ruth stood alone in the club before who entered as the National League's inaugural member for 600.
38 years?
For 38 years, he was the only member of the 600 before who entered as the National League's inaugural member. So he joined the 600, but he's the first one in the National League ever to reach 600 home runs.
I think Hank Aaron's a little too young for that.
You are correct.
So it's the other guy.
In the National League?
Yeah.
Any guesses, Serge?
Nope.
It's not unusual, is it?
It is not usual. And we're going to get to that in a second. It is Willie Mays.
Oh, right.
Willie
right,
Mays
right,
was
right.
the second member of the 600 home run, and the first to do it in the National League. There are 9 members of the 600 Club. 9. I've given you 2, with Babe Ruth and Willie Mays. Can you name the 7 others?
Okay.
Okay.
Sammy Sosa.
He is on that list, yes.
Mark McGwire.
Not on that list.
No?
Barry
No.
Bonds?
Barry Bonds on the list, yes.
Barry Bonds is on that list at number 1 with 762 home runs. Sammy Sosa has 609.
Hank Aaron's there.
Hank Aaron has 755. He is number 2 on that list, yes. You have so far, you have the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 9.
Tommy didn't get there.
Tommy did.
He got there.
At 612. He is number 8 on the list.
Okay.
Now you need the 4th, 6th, and 7th on this list.
Frank Thomas?
No.
The Big Hurt is not on this list.
He was getting up there.
So give us some hints.
The Kid.
Griffey.
Yep.
He had 600?
He had 630 home runs. He is number 7 on this list.
Wow.
Former admitted steroid user, now ESPN analyst. I mean, come on.
Oh, Alex Rodriguez.
Yes.
Yeah.
At number 4 with 696. And then finally, why do I forget his nickname? Anyway, former Cardinal, now current Anaheim Angel.
Albert Pujols.
Number 6 with 652 home runs. So that was today that Babe Ruth became the first member of all time. 600. Recently, the NBA just gave out its season schedule for next year. Yeah. And I just had it in front of me. I think Caker probably stole it. Yeah. I was trying to find out if there's any games out there that get your get you going. Do you get into the season schedule like when someone returns back, like they're coming back to a former team type of thing?
Not really. I mean, in the NBA in general, it's basically like it's a getting loose thing until about Christmas, and then it doesn't really get serious until after the All-Star break anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the good teams are basically in a position where you just don't want to get your best players hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like LeBron going back to Cleveland doesn't do anything for me. Kawhi going back to Toronto, who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
Russell Westbrook and
in Oklahoma
Chris Paul
City
play each other. It doesn't do it.
Is Chris Paul going to be on that team when they play each other? Probably not. Not if Oklahoma City can help it.
Gotcha. So, did you see anything else on the list at T-Roy that you took exception with?
T-Roy's wins,
before
losses?
we brought in Caker, we were talking about the T-Roy's wins and losses for the NFL season.
Oh, I lost the page. I mean,
it's all right.
Pittsburgh at 12-4 bother like that one's insanity to me. Why? If that was
Their schedule. I mean, who do they play? Where they at? I mean, the road games are the first ones to look at.
At New England's a loss.
Yes.
Home to Seattle. That's a coin toss at best. At San Francisco.
Why is that a coin toss?
Seattle's not bad. Seattle's at 8-8 at worst, right?
Okay. I think that's their number. Yeah.
I mean, at San Francisco, he's got San Francisco going 11-5, right?
He loves them.
Why?
I don't know, because he's going to bounce back. Jimmy G with his 1 for 6 with 0 yards and an interception.
0 for 5 on balls past the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy G wasn't that good. I know, like we all remember, he had some amazing run. He wasn't that good in their run either. Jimmy G is not great.
He averaged over 8 yards per
attempt
per throw. Yeah,
sure.
per attempt. That's big.
Okay.
It says something.
It's something.
I mean,
for 5 games,
Dak is 7.4.
But I mean, Dak has a body of work for the last 3 years.
Let's take a pause here because we're talking about Dak, all right? A week ago, you and I had this conversation with Robson, and I didn't tell you this. I texted Robson the final Tuesday. So we're going to go back to Dak Prescott turning down $30 million, and it's people speculating that he's looking for 40, which really isn't the case. On Monday of last week, you, me, and Robson had this conversation, and you said that he definitely should turn it down, and Robson and I took exception saying, what has he done? I went back and looked at some of his stats and compared him to what would be the market rate, would be Carson Wentz. And I said to Robson, Nick's right.
Yeah.
And he said, based on what? And I was like, well, he's won 2. He goes, he hasn't won anything. I said, he's won 2 divisional championships and a Rookie of the Year award.
Yeah.
So, that being said, he's right to turn down $30 million.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Like any really great player in the NFL should be trying to set the market with their contract every time they have a chance to sign a contract, because you don't know when it's all over in the NFL. It could be over in 6 months. It could be over in a game, the next game. You got to get as much money as you can as soon as you can get it. It's the only way. And if they're going to give Kirk Cousins stupid money, you got to go get stupid money.
So, all right, and the other thing here is when you have that overzealous fan that says, well, he could take less and help the team out.
There's one guy in the world who does that, and it's because his wife makes a lot more money than he does.
Yes, and now when he restructured this contract, it's very front-loaded for this season so that he can walk away after this one. That's Tom Brady.
Sure.
I hear you're speaking of. The thing is that he's going to make more money even if they make him restricted free. You know, if they franchise him the next 2 years, it's going to end up working out for him.
Yeah.
It's where his draft status is, but he is right there. The going rate right now is at 32 for Carson Wentz.
Right.
When Carson Wentz signed annually, it will come out to 32. It may only look like 25 right now,
right?
But it does come out to annually when you do the contract. It'll be 32, and that's where Dak needs to start, and he needs to be over that.
Right.
So you're looking at 35, 36.
And then, you know, if you're Dak, you throw in the fact that like you're the face of the franchise, especially if Ezekiel Elliott's not getting the money.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you ask for everything?
But going back to that and looking at things, Dak's numbers, and I know that he's got 3 years as opposed to Jimmy G's four games?
Yeah. And then but Jimmy G did stand next to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick for a couple of years, so that's worth that's worth a lot of money in the
Matt
NFL.
Castle.
So did Matt Patricia, and so did Charlie Weiss, and so did Romeo Crennel, and so did
So you're not saying handsome Jimmy is going to be the savior?
Mike Vrabel. No, Mullins is better than Jimmy G.
Ooh.
He really is.
Mullins Night Football. I really enjoyed that run by Mullins, by the way. That Mullins Night Football was fun.
He's looked better. He's put up better numbers than Jimmy G has.
Well,
in his appearances.
It's really easy when you go, 1 for 6 with an interception and 0 passer rating to go, there's some rust. Because everyone goes, yeah, I guess there is. That makes sense. He hasn't played in how long?
And Jimmy G's not completely garbage. He's just not worth what they're paying him.
Because the Patriots wanted to protect him for so long. They made him a hot commodity.
Yeah, they do this. Jacoby,
right.
They do this with everyone.
All right. I'm sorry. I interrupted you, though. Go on with what you were saying.
What were we talking about? We're talking about Dak getting the money?
You went to San Francisco, and I interrupted you with Jimmy G saying it can't be that bad. And then I brought a comparison to Dak. So what else did you see on this list of the T-Roy's wins-losses predictions of 2019?
I mean, Denver 4-12 seems low. Denver's got one of the better home field advantages in the league, right? Like they're like a 500 team on a bad year for the most part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And their defense is good. Packers 10-6, maybe. You got the Bears at 10-6 as well. I think the Bears are better than that a little bit. Falcons at 8-8, Carolina at 5-11.
Hold on, you think the Bears are better than 10-6?
Yeah, I do. Like Trubisky should be a little bit better. I think they're better at running back. I think.
So what you're saying is the offense has to get better.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Because
with
the
the
defense is coming down. The defense can't be that good again.
I mean, not that good, but
yes.
They're still going to be a very good defense, right?
Yes, but I'm saying they was that good. It was like an all-time like.
Why can't they be that good again?
Because like the interception percentage per play was like almost 2 times as high as the second best team, and the same thing with the amount of turnovers. You have
right.
to the numbers
to get to that many takeaways again would be incredible.
They easily can. All right, but the numbers they have to regress.
I've heard that so many times though.
It's very unlikely.
I've heard there's no way defense is gonna be that good, and then the next breath but they easily could. Great. You want to know what? It might rain today. It might not.
It already rained today, Serge.
Great. Bold predictions. That's what I'm hearing a lot of these Bear fans on this, because that's obviously what I'm paying attention to the most right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not defending them by any means, but
you sound kind of defensive.
10-6 sounds pretty like average spot on.
Like Bears go 10-6 this year. Are you happy? Are you upset?
I would like them to get 1 or 2 more. I would love
like 10-6. You'd be a little bit disappointed, correct?
To get to 12 teams, 10-6 would be yeah.
10-6 would be okay, fine. Let's see what we do in the playoffs. Right.
But if you get 10-6, that means Green Bay's going 10-6 too. you're going to be battling out get in the playoffs or wild card or something else.
Would you fear a playoff game against the Green Bay Packers?
Yes.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Still?
If healthy Rodgers, yes.
All right.
If Rodgers is healthy, do you feel confident playing any game against him?
That's true, right?
Rodgers, it's like the Patriots being down 28-3. They're still not out of it.
He's very good.
Fourth quarter.
Well, he's got the Vikings at 10-6 too.
The Vikings at 10-6 and the Bears winning the division based on division record. Yes, he does.
Well, he's got 3 teams at 10-6, so they're winning a tiebreaker somewhere, right?
He's got Packers at 10-6 also?
He's got all 3 of those guys at 10-6.
Yes, and I believe he's got them going, 5-1? Yes. He's got the Bears going 5-1 in their division.
That sounds affirmative, yes.
Yeah.
My one of my favorite things he's got is
he's got the guy's not here to defend himself.
I know,
feel
that's
bad.
why. Well, listen,
He's just pacing around his house right now.
you got to go drink yourself to sleep because Spider-Man's no longer part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you can't be here to defend yourself. That's not my fault.
Too many Natural Light seltzers yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh man, those things.
He loves them.
Boy, boy. No, my favorite thing about it is he has the New England Patriots at 15-1. Their one loss coming at home to Kansas City. And he also has Kansas City at 14-2, with one of their losses coming at New England.
I'm telling you, I'm defending him. That's a rare mistake, rare one. You make it sound like you want to point it out. That's not. It usually does. Such
I
a
understand.
Good job. Yeah. Okay.
He usually does things.
In our 3 years doing this, he has always dotted his I's, crossed T's, and made sure that we've never had this where it crossed over and we gave him both wins or both losses.
Well, I got bad news for you, Jay.
It's like, hey, it's got to come down, right? You can't be perfect all the time. It's got to regress to the numbers.
So everyone in the NFC North goes 10-6.
They play rock, paper, scissors to see who gets in the playoffs.
Yep.
Okay.
The Bears are out because they just didn't create enough turnovers.
Okay. All right. Well, we have to call somebody. We have to call Emily Van Buskirk. One, because I want to talk to her about the college football preseason. We'll only have her on the line for a few, and we got to wish her a happy birthday as well. So let's give her a holler.
Sure, you can get the dial music.
Yeah, it's coming. It'll be going here in a second. Don't give that to him. I'll take it.
No, give that to me.
Hello.
Yo, Emily, how you doing?
Hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How was your birthday?
It was really great, different than years past. But my baby sister flew into town from New York and was here, and we had a game, so it was at the ballpark most of the day. But I don't know if you guys saw on social media, but Jess sent me a surprise message that they played on the scoreboard before the game, and I was reduced to tears. I almost fell down. So it was pretty incredible.
Well, they really go all out down there in Peoria for your birthday, huh?
They do. It's a great organization, and everyone has just been fantastic. So.
How much more time do you have down in Peoria before you make the trip all over the United States covering college football?
I am here. So we have 3 games left in this homestand, and then we have one more 3-game homestand, and then we're done. So I would say about 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Then where are you headed after that?
So that will be that'll be the kickoff the season will be at the Advocare Classic in Dallas with Auburn and Oregon.
Okay.
Which should be interesting.
All right. So I don't know if you're aware of this. Yes, interesting is a good point there. I don't know if you're aware of this, but in Iowa they just allowed gambling. With the overturn of PASPA, and now there's gambling in the state of Iowa. Auburn just announced that the true freshman quarterback Nix is going to be their quarterback against Oregon, right?
Okay.
So what am I going to go against should I be betting against the true freshman against the Oregon's quarterback, or should I be, or do we have the Trevor Lawrence, like it doesn't matter if he's a true freshman, he's still going to be solid out there from the gate? What are you thinking?
I mean, it's a really tough thing to say because it can go either way. It has to do with environment, Doesn't matter how much prep you do as a freshman. I mean, you're playing in one of the biggest venues, at the Cowboy Stadium in front of a ton of fans. And both teams travel extremely well. So it's not something you can quite predict. It's like an intangible, how someone handles that kind of crowd noise and that kind of pressure. But
we need easy gambling money. Who are you taking? If it's your money, who you got?
I mean, my thing is I have a hard time relying on the Pac-12 to do what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
As good as Oregon is this year, their offensive line is honestly one of the most experienced in all of college football, right? 153 starts across the board. So if you look at it on paper, Oregon has a very serious fighting chance this time against Auburn, especially with Herbert back and all that. But that being said, the Pac-12 just plays different football than, Auburn is used to seeing, and it's not as, strong or smash them up. And I think that gives them a disadvantage. So if I'm a betting person, I'm probably going with Auburn. But I think it's going to be a closer game than we've seen in the past.
Gotcha. So that's your first one. What else is circled on your calendar of games you're going to be covering?
And then that same weekend, I'll come back and I'll be that'll be on Monday. I think it's Monday. Yeah, it'll be in Louisville. Notre Dame will be coming to town to take on Louisville. So that'll be game 2 of that weekend, which should be good. I always love seeing Notre Dame early in the season before all of the, bad stuff happens to them and they start sinking. So
Are you talking about Manny Tia's girlfriend?
Manti Te'o. One time I was having dinner in San Diego at a steakhouse there, and I actually he was sitting at the table behind me, and I tell people this story, and the biggest punchline is, was the chair across from him empty?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
It was not empty. There was a female sitting in it, and I think it was his agent, but he does have actual, people in his life that are not imaginary. So I don't know what happened to him. I don't know where he is now, but
I don't know either. He's probably going to be playing for the Dallas Renegades. In
No,
the
he's still in the
XFL.
league. He just signed
he
a contract last year, right?
I think he is, or he could also be playing for the Dallas Renegades.
But anyways, so there's this weekend, and then the next weekend I'll be at Clemson. So I'm really excited about because I got to know them really well last season covering them, and I'm getting a facilities tour because I'm working on a story with the firm that kind of designed their football facilities and did all the branding. And branding in college football right now is huge. And there's a firm that's based in South Carolina called Tony Porter, I believe is their name. I have to double check that. But they do a lot of college football branding. So I'm doing kind of a story on the schools that they've worked with. So I'm excited about that. It's not so much on the field focus, but how, college football has turned these facilities into newsworthy things. I mean, we all saw the LSU reveal. That was insane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's week 2, and then week 3 is Stanford at UCF in the bounce house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that because it's a good chance for Stanford to actually get a victory on the board that people can say, okay, it's not in your conference and it's against a team that they're well matched for. Although it's going to be tough for them playing in Florida. Like, I had a tough time walking around the sideline, so I don't know how they're going to do it. But
why do you have a tough time walking around the sidelines?
It's so humid.
What does that have to do with them, though? I mean, because they're from
because
California?
They're babies. Yes.
Because they're babies?
Did you see when Oakland played in Miami last year, did you not see Marshawn Lynch with his, mask on on the sideline because they can't breathe?
Yeah.
We don't do well.
Oh, all right. So that's what you're
telling
confused.
You got a point.
You're worried because they're babies. All right.
But they're just not used to that weather, and I don't know what time the game is, but even with the night kickoff, that time of year is very sweltering, and the humidity is just crushing, and unless you're prepared for that somehow,
It sounds like
it's going to affect how you play.
Sounds like you're already making excuses for Stanford.
No, I'm not making. I don't think they're that good anyway. So
Okay.
I'm not expecting a win, but I'm just saying that's going to be a factor.
So,
Yeah.
how?
And
So
then from there, I don't know.
You don't know from there. Just gonna figure it out. Where can people
I mean,
follow? Where can people read what you're talking about, though? When you said that you're working on the article about branding and everything else, tell the people where they can
Right.
read.
So that's gonna. Right now, I'm working with a site called the Sports Fan Journal, and we're basically like a we have a parent site called Yard Barker where a lot of articles will appear as well, and then sometimes on MSN Sports. So, and if you want to really follow along, social media is the best way to do it because there's going to be a lot of videos, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff on my Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So, and that handle is at MLM, EMILNEM.
Okay. So your time in Peoria, it's coming up. How did they treat you? How was your summer? You were new to Peoria when you took the gig for the Peoria Chiefs.
Yes, I was. I was new to minor league baseball. It was it was uncharted waters out here, but it's been a learning process. Anytime you go into a situation that you're completely unfamiliar with, it takes some time to find your footing. And but everyone here has been fantastic. Peoria is a very interesting, unique place as a city. It's very different from what I'm used to, so I definitely got to learn a lot about Midwest culture, and the people here are very, very nice. We had a tough season. We're last in the league, and this is one of the down years for the team, so I didn't really get to experience the full spectrum of, a packed house every weekend and all that stuff. But I think, from what I did see with the fans, it was awesome, and it was fun interacting with them on social. They have a very dedicated following. So minor league baseball is crazy, man. I don't know how people do this year in, year out. It's such a grind.
Well, you did a great job, and I mean, it's been nice that you got to come visit us here in the Quad Cities, and I'm sure the Peoria Chiefs are going to leave them in a better spot. But fortunately, we still get to talk to you throughout the season because we're going to keep in touch with you and follow you on your travels throughout writing about NCAA football.
Yeah, I'm excited to check back in. I'm putting Iowa on the list.
That a girl.
So, it's definitely on there. I'm excited to see the Wave in person, and got to see my boy from Rhine Catholic, Petros. I promised him I'd come out. So I'm definitely putting it on there. Not sure which game yet, but I will keep you guys posted.
Two things. SI left the Wave off the college football's best tradition list, which is ridiculous. And I don't care if it's only 3 years old. So is the turnover chain. Shouldn't be on the list over the Wave.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then the other thing, I don't know if you have HBO or HBO Go, but how excited are you for Mike Leach to have his own college version football of Hard Knocks?
I don't think I do have HBO Go.
Okay.
But I don't think people are ready for this. And honestly, I'm not sure. I don't know how much they're going to edit out, to be honest with you, because he's very you've heard stories and you've seen interviews. You can't predict what he's going to do, and I think that's tough even though it's supposed to be reality TV, it's still scripted, and he's never stuck to a script in his life, ever. So I'm interested to see how they're going to handle, what they can and can't put in there, because he doesn't care. He'll go on a tangent. You're trying to film him talking about football. He'll start talking about, Viking ships and anything he wants to talk about. So I'm not sure how they're going to. His SIDs barely rein him in. It's so funny to talk to them because I'm like, your life must be crazy. But I don't know how they're going to keep him on track. That's what I'm excited to watch.
Oh, there was a quote from a quarterback saying that it started off with a simple quarterbacks meeting, and then he started talking about a junior high principal, a game of paddling, and the next thing he knows, it turned into a full-on history course on Native American history.
Yeah. Yes, he loves Native American history. Yeah. So exactly. I don't know.
And Tito's vodka, right?
How do you make a show? How do you make a show with linear storylines when he's just the most non-linear person I've ever met? I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, Emily, thank you so much for your time. Again, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And we will talk to you real soon, okay?
Sounds good. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Emily.
Bye.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be in studio with Ryan Delph. But first, let me remind you, Oscar's Pub is proud to bring you their Beer Fest Saturday, October 12th. And all day, do we get to celebrate beer and fun? We will be having beer pong and flippy cup contests, Van's bread nugget eating competition. And that night, we top it off with live music starting at 4:30 with The Better Men. Then at 7:30 out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, performing for the first time in the Quad Cities, it's Pat McCurdy, bringing the most high-energy act in the country and playing his standout hit, Sex and Beer. Tickets for the music will be $10 day of, $5 in advance, with advanced sales beginning September 1st. That's Beer Fest, Saturday, October 12th at Oscar's Pub, featuring Pat McCurdy.
this is Goose, PA announcer for the Quad City Storm, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Do it again, a little more heart.
It's time to bet. Place your bets with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. We're Iowa-based, locally owned, and Iowa's preferred sportsbook. Football, baseball, college, or pro. Bet anytime, anywhere in Iowa. Visit Draft Day Sports Lounge at Rhythm City Casino and start betting now. Online betting coming soon for active Resort Club members. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City Casino Resort now to join. Membership is free. Make every game better with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. Subject to RGC approval. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
In business, is it better to build your way to growth or buy your way? First Midwest Bank has ideas. It's a critical decision and different for every company. A First Midwest commercial banker can help you weigh your options. Because at First Midwest, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. M&A momentum, strategic momentum, business momentum. First Midwest Bank.
Big news for car buyers. It's a corporate ordered clearance at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Here's Gavin McGrath.
We're overstocked. Over 2,500 quality pre-owned vehicles are all clearance priced. Payments from $167 a month. Certified used trucks from $10,988.
That's clearance pricing. Plus, even bigger news if you're looking to trade.
We trade for anything regardless of mileage or age.
Tug it. Tow it.
Tell us where it is. Get top dollar and clearance pricing at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
Payments as low as $167 a month.
The Quad City's best selection of certified pre-owned trucks from $10,988. Clearance pricing for everyone. All credit applications accepted.
And we're trading for anything.
Close. No firearms or spouses, please.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, 4618 North Brady Street. Log on McGrathAuto.com.
ESPN 93.5 is the Quad City sports leader and home of your local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 93.5 Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 93.5 app or going to ESPN935.com. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
It's time to bet. Place your bets with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. We're Iowa-based, locally owned, and Iowa's preferred sportsbook. Football, baseball, college, or pro. Bet anytime, anywhere in Iowa. Visit Draft Day Sports Lounge at Rhythm City Casino and start betting now. Online betting coming soon for active Resort Club members. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City Casino Resort now to join. Membership is free. Make every game better with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. Subject to RGC approval. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Follow us on Facebook at ESPN 93.5. We'll help you break up your feed of relatives' hot political takes. This is the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5, KJOC Bettendorf.
Welcome back to ESPN 93.5. Don't Hassle Us Local. We're live here in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Done Right TV and Security. In studio, we are joined with Ryan Delph. Ryan, you have a big UFC MMA. I can't use brand. I don't want to do trademark. MMA fight this weekend down for Caged Aggression down in Burlington.
That is correct. Yeah, there's a 2-day event, Caged Aggression event going down at Catfish Bend Casino in Burlington, and I will be the co-main event on Saturday night.
What's the other main event?
The main event is
the co-main event. You're one of them, yeah.
Right, and then the other one is
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Don't
the other
worry
one's
about it. They're not in studio.
Jordan
You're in
Hedman
studio.
and somebody else.
Yeah, they're not in studio tonight. Who are you fighting?
I'm fighting Parnell Davis. He's from Columbus Junction, so not too far from Burlington down there. So it's basically going to be in his hometown. He's a giant of a man. He's about 6'4", 6'5", cuts down to make it down to 265. So yeah, he's a big dude. He's got an 8-6 record, but I'm coming to take him out.
Okay. So you previously fought before?
Correct.
When was this?
So my last fight, a lot of people don't even remember me as an MMA fighter. Now everybody's like, oh, Ryan Delph, that's the bodybuilder guy.
Yeah.
Right? But so my last fight was 4 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago. And before that was about 3 years. But, you know, I had 11 amateur fights between the age of like 18 to 20.
Yeah.
And I went 10-1, and then I started fighting professionally and started out 3-0, and then I'm on a 3-fight losing streak right now.
Okay.
So I got to get back on track.
So you said 3 years ago, your last fight? Or 4 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago.
Okay. And then, so what was the stop for?
You know, when you lose 3 in a row, you kind of get demoralized, and I just didn't love it anymore. You know what I mean? But now I'm back. I'm the strongest I've ever been. I'm like, all right, I'm not getting any younger. If I'm going to do this, now's the time to do it.
So you changed your focus and you went into bodybuilding.
Yep.
And how long have you been doing that?
Oh, I've been competing as a bodybuilder for 2 years now.
Okay.
So I had my first competition in October of 2017, where I won that one, and then this year I competed at the Arnold Amateur out in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
That was an awesome experience, being on the stage with the same stage where the big boys are at, you know. And then I went and did the St. Louis show, which is a huge show, and then also competed in Puerto Rico. So that was fun.
Nice.
Made a little vacation out of that one too.
Of course. All right. So then, how'd the itch get back? Who contacted who? Did you get a hold of Cage Aggression? They get a hold of you? Who put it in your ear? Like,
and
hey,
how
are we gonna do this?
It's your first fight back in 3 years. Why did you pick a guy who's 6'4" who's gonna beat the hell out of you?
Yeah, you know what? That's a great question too, because as you were saying before we got on the air, this is the first time in your life you haven't had to cut weight. So it's not like you're getting down to somebody. You're actually eating like hell to stay within weight next to somebody.
Yep. Yeah. So, you know, I think I was kind of avoiding watching MMA and UFC and stuff for a while, just because every time I watch it, I'm like, dang it, you know,
right?
like
I can
still do
I
this.
still
or like,
got,
I used to train with that guy and pick him apart, you know, things like that. And I think what happened is I went to a Cage Aggression event, and I don't remember who it was, and I was watching it. I'm like, man, I got the itch. I got to do this again. And then coincidentally, I ran into Mike Goodwin, the president of Cage Aggression, at the mall. And I was like, hey, Mike, how you doing? He's like, hey, Ryan, what's up?
Yeah, where at the mall?
Yeah.
I gotta know more.
I'm sure we were in Yonkers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm standing in line at Whitey's.
You were
in the mall.
Dippin' Dots.
And I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna go over to Build-A-Bear, and lo and behold, here comes Mike. And he's purchasing a remote control car from a kiosk, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, nothing."
So you want to get a pretzel and talk about this?
Yeah, let's go talk about fight opportunities over some Orange Julius. Get some hot dogs in us.
There you go.
No, so I ran into him and I'm like, hey, you got a professional heavyweight title holder right now? He kind of looked at me and smiled and said, nope, it's vacant. And I was like, oh man, okay. And then I reached out to him, you know, a few months later after my competitive bodybuilding season was done. I'm like, I'm ready to do this. And he's like, all right, when the timing's right, I'll contact you. And he got a hold of me.
And said, I got a guy down in Burlington who wants to fight.
Yep.
And you're like, all right, Burlington it is. So
did you just go in like talking a ton of trash about the Coat Factory? Because I would be killing the Burlington crowd.
Burlington Coat Factory with that.
You know what?
I don't think they give them the promo like a wrestling.
You find a way, man.
Well,
you know what? I did have a promo video, and I failed that opportunity. I didn't even think about
the
it.
Burlington Coat Factory. Your Coat Factory
garbage.
Burlington.
Yeah.
So. All right, you're fighting for the first time back. What's your nickname? What's your fight name?
The Tyrant Killer.
The Tyrant Killer. How do you get that nickname?
Well, you know, I just really hate tyrants. You just want to take them out. Really want to kill them. You know what? Pat Miletich, though, recently suggested that I change my nickname to Smash. He's like, that's very fitting for you. So I'm like, oh, man.
Well,
that's tough.
I love Pat. I do. Is it tough? Because you sound like one of the Demolition guys, Axe and Smash. Here comes the axe.
Smash.
And here comes the smash.
Here's the
and
thing,
then they added Crush.
The Demolition.
When former UFC champ Pat Miletich gives you a nickname,
you can't say no to that.
Man, but I'm the Tyrant Killer for this one, though.
Yeah, I think you can stay that way, though, too. It is Wednesday, and you know what you should do. But I was wondering how you... So did you gave it to you, like when Mike reached out to you, you're like, here, I'm the Tyrant Killer?
That's been my nickname for years.
Okay.
Fighting nickname.
Because I was wondering how that happens, how people get their nicknames. I mean, when we had Sean West on, he's like, I'm the exception. Everyone always just said, like, well, a fighter should be like this, but you're the exception. You know, a fighter should fight like this. Speaking of, what's your fight style, and is it what's your, you don't want to give away too much going into it, but what is your fighting style that you would say?
Well, that's interesting you mentioned Sean West, too. Mm-hmm. But everybody in the past knows me as a wrestler, which I am a wrestler. Mm-hmm. My style's always been wrestling and ground and pound, and more so like jiu-jitsu, but I almost call it American jiu-jitsu, more of the power moves like key locks and appendage snaps and all that. But I've been working with Sean West a lot over at Big 5 Power and Conditioning, and we've got my hands flying right now, and they're crisp and powerful. So my plan is to go in there, and he can know my game plan. I don't care, because everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face anyway, right?
Yeah,
to
exactly.
quote Mike Tyson.
That's a great quote.
But my plan is to go in there, and I said this in my promo video, knock him out in his hometown and make him go timber like a tree.
All right.
So worst come to worst, though, I mean, wherever the fight goes, it goes. But I'd like to keep it standing, and that's what the fans want to see, too. They want to see big heavyweights brawling it out. So.
But isn't that what, with being that tall, he's got to have the reach on you. Isn't that what he's going to want to do? He's going to want to go toe-to-toe and try to, I guess, duck and weave from what your shots are?
I think that's probably his game plan. I'm guessing he'll want to use his jab, and he knows I'm a wrestler, so usually when you're fighting wrestlers, you want to do inside leg kicks on them to keep them off balance so a wrestler can't shoot on you. But so I think he's going to want to keep his distance and try to land that big shot with me, but I'm thinking I'd like to go Tyson-esque and, you know, work my way inside and where the reach won't matter. I'm going to bring the fight inside and try to drop him.
I get worried that he's just going to put his big arms around you and try to hug you and squeeze you.
I hope he does, because I'll bear hug him.
I don't know. I don't know.
If I could get my arms around him, he's a big boy.
So, two-night event down in Burlington. Is it like Burlington Steamboat Days, or is it just Burlington was the location?
I think that's just the location. Cage Aggression had a two-night event there like a year ago or so, and they're labeled this one as the return since they're coming
Every
back.
day is Steamboat Days in Burlington, Jay.
Yeah. And afterwards, you can hang out at the Coat Factory.
The Coat Factory.
Right.
There we go. Yeah, walked right into that one.
Take the tour.
So, as far as is this for the vacant heavyweight championship for Cage Aggression, or is this for like how does this work with your conversation that you had with Mike?
Not a title fight, just a regular professional heavyweight fight.
This is the kid still got it kind of fight.
Yep. This is my welcome back, and I'm going in to make a statement, and we'll see what happens from there.
Well, what's this guy's record?
I believe he's 8-6.
Okay. And he's the Columbus Junction fighting champion? What's his nickname, by the way? Is it the Columbus Junction fighting champion?
I don't know his nickname, but he's a preacher, so I'm going to go with the preacher.
It's probably the preacher. It's Purnell, right?
Yeah, Parnell Davis.
Parnell the preacher. Davis. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know. I can't think of anything better than Tyrant Killer. I think I can come up with something better than Smash. That was part of my you know what you should do Wednesday of how you come up with nicknames. We really need to figure out how different nicknames get. How do you get nicknames anyway?
It's like, are you looking for some kind of algorithm?
Well,
like,
how does people like? Is there any like are there any stories in UFC like guys that do they have stories like how I got this name doing this? I don't know enough nicknames to be honest with you in the UFC. I know and same thing like in boxing. How do you get it? I mean, Iron Mike works out just fine, but and the greatest Ali, he gave it to himself. But how do you get those? Sugar Ray, how do you get Sugar? How do you get these nicknames?
That was his favorite snack, just straight up sugar.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I don't know.
Give me some sugar.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler, that makes sense. Hands of Steel? Come on, you're looking at me like, I mean, where do these nicknames come from?
You're looking at me like I have an answer for this? I think Don King has to bestow you your boxing nickname.
Well, what about it when you get it in basketball or whatever else? I mean, you've got AI's the answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you get these nicknames?
Got the Mamba, right?
Yeah, he gave it to himself.
That. Yeah.
There you go.
And
there's no right answer here, Jay. You can your nickname can come in a lot of different places.
Okay. This leads into my first. You know what you should do Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think when you sign a contract, you should just go to social media and be like, all right, I need a nickname and sign jersey and maybe season tickets or whatever else. And your posse gets together and you guys get to decide what it is.
And then you pick the best one from social media?
The best one, yeah.
You're playing with fire there,
Jay.
Automatic.
You're growing your social media audience.
Have you ever been on Twitter?
Yeah, it's a dirty place. But you're growing your social media following because everyone's going to follow, and then you can have your own hashtag.
All right.
Yeah, you can have it name the player, whatever else, or the fighter. You name the nickname.
But what if you get a bad one and people are like, no, this is definitely what?
Well, there's going to be a lot of them, of bad ones, and that's
what
you
if
have your
what if the
entourage
crowd
for.
turns on you? Is like, no,
You have a marketing team. You have a marketing team. You have your agent. You would have. Oh, the crowd says no, huh?
Yeah, no, they're like, listen, I know you want to be called Punches McGee, but your real name's Dingleberry now.
Well, the crowd's not going to be able to call him Dingleberry.
Oh, well, they will. They'll take
because it's our job when we talk about him to say, "Oh, it's Punches McGee here," and then someone's like, "No, it's Dingleberry," and I'm like, "No, it's Punches McGee."
And then the crowd starts chanting Dingleberry, and it's over.
You're kind of making me want to change my nickname to Dingleberry.
I mean, it's not bad. Hilarious. It's not bad.
There's got to be a way. Like, wouldn't that be the best thing to just announce your presence with authority? Just be like, my marketing team wants me to have a nickname.
Is that announcing your presence with authority, or is that announcing that you need a presence?
Well, yeah, that too, because you want to have a strong social media following, and you want to have a nickname. You don't just want to be known as Tom. Not that there's anything wrong with that, or Kevin,
Oh, man, taking a shot at Kevin's.
Well, the reason I brought that up is because that's a name that's actually going down. Pretty soon it might be obsolete.
Now entering the cage, Kevin.
Just Kevin.
Versus Tom.
That's it. And that's it. And that's all.
This fight sounds really white.
It really does. So you think you're going to keep it on your feet, huh?
I mean, it's a fight. You never know what's going to happen. But in my mind, I would like for that to happen. It's just entertaining, and that's what I've been training. But if in need, I am a wrestler, and that's where I can take it.
What's your normal weight that you would probably fight at?
Oh, well, this is my first heavyweight fight ever.
Yeah.
So when I was, in that 18 to 21 range, I was fighting at 185 most of the time in middleweight. And then when I got a little bit older, I went up to 205 at light heavy. But I walk around right now at about 250 when I'm just eating pretty much whatever I want, between 240 and 250. And I'm not exactly fat, so I can't really take the weight cut down to 205 anymore. Like in bodybuilding, when I'm completely shredded, the lightest I've been this year was 215.
Right.
So. Okay. So is that where you're competing at in bodybuilding at 215?
Well, I take that back, 212. So classic physique, I had to get down to 212. But now that I've bumped up to the bodybuilding division, I'm a heavyweight, so I compete at 225.
Okay.
And I weigh in right around there.
What do you want to do with this? Do you want to continue doing both? Do you want to maybe see how far this takes you in MMA? What's the plan?
Yeah, so ideally in my mind, I would like to do a couple bodybuilding competitions, 1 or 2 a year. And then in my off season, now like I am, I'd like to fight once a year or twice a year. But time will tell. We'll see how this fight goes, and if it goes well, I'm going to keep going with it. But I at least need this one more for a little clarity, and because I know I still got it, and I think I'm actually going to be better than I used to be. I'm more well-rounded, and so I'd like to keep taking bodybuilding as far as I can, and I'd also like to see where MMA can take me. So there
is an off season in bodybuilding.
People call it the improvement season.
Okay.
So if you keep hitting competitions in bodybuilding back to back to back, eventually you're going to get worse because you're so depleted from dieting.
Yes.
So if you want to be a good bodybuilder, you're going to have to take the time off to eat, add a little bit of body fat, so you can add more muscle mass with it, and take at least 6 months. I would say a year, 8 months to a year probably, and before you start prepping again to cut down.
And you're currently also training people as well for not just for bodybuilding, but also in general for better health.
Yep, correct. Training all kinds of clients out at Level 2 Fitness at the Betplex. Sorry, TBK Sports Complex.
Well, you're a company man, yeah.
Yeah.
How's Level 2 going out there?
Good. It's
looks great.
Yeah, it's an awesome gym. We like it out there. So, and by we I mean my wife Haley Delph and I. So
yeah,
we like it out
there.
She's
a bodybuilder as well, right?
Yep, got everything you need.
On top of it, you've been doing podcasts.
Yeah, we have been podcasting. We have our own bodybuilding related podcast on the Advices Radio Network. And that's just a platform of bodybuilding podcasts. There's like 10 or 11 shows on there, and we're one of them, called The Come Up.
Okay.
And we interview primarily female bodybuilders, competitors, because let's face it, a lot of women in sports don't get a platform to say anything, especially in bodybuilding. So we try to give them a little bit of time for them to say what they want to say. And then I also started another podcast called Everyone Dies, and I've only had one episode of that so far, and I actually had Mr. Ryan Foster on there.
Everyone Dies. So the Come Up, what is it? Why the title The Come Up?
A couple of different things. So the Come Up, we're trying to, everybody knows the top dogs in the sports, right? If you're in bodybuilding, you know the top dogs. So the Come Up is up and coming competitors that you may not know of yet, that you should probably start following, because they'll be a big deal one day in the sport. And then also we just talk about bodybuilding related stuff that comes up, you know.
Do you get to have a nickname on the stage for bodybuilding?
Yeah, you can. There's a lot of guys with nicknames.
Do you use yours?
No, I'm Ryan Delph on the stage.
Ryan.
I'm gonna tell him to start calling me the Tyrant Killer, though.
There you go. I think you should just go with Ryan.
It's one name.
In the heavyweight division, Ryan.
Like, ooh, he's mysterious.
He's got one name.
It's a Magic Mike show. Whatever else.
He doesn't even have a last name.
Coming to the stage, Ryan. We're gonna have to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more from Ryan Delph. So hold on tight, and we will be right back.
This is Tom Kakert from HawkeyeReport.com, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
It's time to bet. Place your bets with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. We're Iowa-based, locally owned, and Iowa's preferred sportsbook. Football, baseball, college, or pro, bet anytime, anywhere in Iowa. Visit Draft Day Sports Lounge at Rhythm City Casino and start betting now. Online betting coming soon for active Resort Club members. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City Casino Resort now to join. Membership is free. Make every game better with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort. Subject to IRGC approval. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
From the first pitch to the last out, you'll hear every inning of Chicago Cubs baseball on ESPN 93.5.
He's at the warning track. It's at the wall. Solo.
Presented by Frick's Tap, Glenn's Creek Golf Course, G&G Retailers, Augustana College Athletic Department, Sexton Ford, American Family Insurance, Adam Rattler Agency.
Game over. Cubs win.
The Chicago Cubs are on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
In business, is it better to build your way to growth or buy your way? First Midwest Bank has ideas. It's a critical decision and different for every company. A First Midwest commercial banker can help you weigh your options, because at First Midwest, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com. M&A momentum, strategic momentum, business momentum. First Midwest Bank.
Big news for car buyers. It's a corporate ordered clearance at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Here's Gavin McGrath.
We're overstocked. Over 2,500 quality pre-owned vehicles are all clearance priced. Payments from $167 a month. Certified used trucks from $10,988.
That's clearance pricing. Plus, even bigger news if you're looking to trade.
We trade for anything regardless of mileage or age.
Tug it. Tow it.
Tell us where it is. Get top dollar and clearance pricing at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
Payments as low as $167 a month.
The Quad City's best selection of certified pre-owned trucks from $10,988. Clearance pricing for everyone. All credit applications accepted.
And we're trading for anything.
Close. No firearms or spouses, please.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, 4618 North Brady Street. Log on McGrathAuto.com.
ESPN 93.5 is the Quad City sports leader and home of your local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 93.5 Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 93.5 app or going to ESPN935.com. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
Talk about the Cubs, Bears, and all the local sports every day with Don't Hassle Us, We're Local, noon to 2. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back to ESPN 93.5. Don't Hassle Us for Local here in the Castle. Brought to you by Done Right TV and Securities. We are in studio with the Tyrant Killer, Ryan Delph, and the host with the most trivia, Nick Toffanelli. I tried, Nick.
What?
I'm trying to give you a nickname. I'm trying to give you a nickname.
It's Dingleberry.
It's Dingleberry Nick. It's Dingleberry Toffanelli.
Come on.
Hosting trivia
Catching
tonight
on.
at Vans on Harrison Street tonight. What time's trivia start tonight, Nick?
8 p.m.
Free to play.
Can
Win shots.
can only win.
House cash.
Everyone's a winner, baby.
Yeah, and you're the host, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think.
Dingleberry and Toffanelli. All right, we're talking to Ryan Delph. He's got a fight coming up this weekend for Cage Aggression. He's going to be fighting Pernell the Priest Davis.
Yep,
All
the
right.
preacher. I think.
The preacher, the preacher. Yeah, Pernell. We'll just call him the preacher.
The clergyman.
No, it's the preacher. So, here's the thing. Do you get nervous before the fights?
You know, not really, and it's weird. I think I don't get nervous because I wrestled my whole life, so I was one-on-one out in front of people, and it's kind of the same thing to me, but with punches now. But I don't get nervous, but I will say there's an anxiety to it. You're like a little anxious, but it's more like, hey, let's get it on kind of thing. So yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, when you kind of stepped away 4 years ago, you just kind of lost that thing where I don't really want to punch that dude in the face. And I think that's what we talked about. You're like, I just don't have it right now to punch another man in the face. And it wasn't in you, but like I said, now the competition, the itch is back, and that's good. And there are other things to it besides just hitting someone in the face. You're more well-rounded than just going ground and pound. Take them down and find a way to just hit the guy in the face or knock him out. Now you can do multiple things.
Right. Yeah, that was kind of the issue. Like I think I was treating MMA and fighting more as a sport, which it is a sport.
Yes.
But I wasn't like, man, I need to get in there and try to kill this guy. I was treating it like, oh yeah, whatever. This is cool. This is fun.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, hey, I'm going in there to make a statement. I'm trying to go in, put on for the Quad Cities, put on for myself, and prove a point.
And the other thing is, I think maybe when you did it before, one, it was fun, but you also looked at it like it was a backyard fight, and whatever happens. But now, if you listen to Pat Miletich, and I say, hey, what's your advice to anyone getting into fighting? He says, don't do it. But he said he did it, and you, not only that, you're older. You have a family to provide for. You have, you have a future to look out for. So that gives you that hunger, and you're doing it for a reason instead of like, I think it'll be cool to get into a cage.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going in there with the killer mentality now. Like this is like it's to the death. And that paycheck's all right too.
Yeah, of course.
Like you said.
But the guy's trying to take it. The guy's, and it's something you have to get that type of mentality of that guy's trying to put an L on your record. I mean, this isn't amateur anymore, and the guy's trying to take money away from you out of your paycheck. So you have to go in there, fight, and you have to be hungry for that. And it sounds like you're ready to go. I mean, that's a 6'4" is big.
Yep, 6'4". He's a big, tall tree.
And you said at one point the guy was 400 pounds.
Yeah, I heard on another podcast that he used to be.
The preacher's on a podcast.
Yeah, the Pearled Up podcast. Actually, they.
You heard with Perd?
Yeah, and he was kind of talking about the fight, and he mentioned he used to be over 400 pounds and only played video games. So now that he's down to 300 and cutting down to 265,
he's going to be winded. He's going to be gassed.
Yep.
So it's Wednesday, and I already kind of told you about the what you should do and how to get nicknames or whatever else. Do you have any what you should do's for us on Wednesdays? Because everyone's going to tell you. That's what the fun thing about what you're doing is. A lot around here in the Quad Cities, a lot of people have watched MMA. A lot of people feel like they can do MMA, and a lot of people are going to say, what you should do when you go in the fight. I can't give you that advice because all I know is takedowns and whatnot. So I'm going to say, shoot in a double on him and take him down. That's what you should do. But yeah, we love what you should do is here, and especially on a Wednesday, we usually have a theme. So I asked you, I texted you, said like, hey, just come in with, I don't care how ridiculous, come in with what you should do Wednesday.
I have one for you, and it's fight related. Actually, I have a few, but this is the first one I'm going with. So, Henry Cejudo, former Olympic champion wrestler. He's a current 2-division belt holder in the UFC. He's recently been calling out female title holders in the UFC. So, I'm pretty sure it's a publicity stunt, but Dana White, you know what you should do? Make it happen.
Make it happen. Now, this does not sound like a good idea, though. Why would you want to? Why is he? Why is he doing it just to bring his name?
It's the Andy Kaufman thing, right? It's got to be. Like let's assume he's not actually wanting to fight women.
Is he at a
professionally.
weight that's consistent with whatever our champion would be right now?
Yeah. He's a title holder in 125 and 135. I believe. And
so we could. Does he want a 2-on-1?
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
yeah, I mean that'd make it a little.
Watch that pay-per-view.
Yeah,
for
that
might
be a little bit better. Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know if Dana White's going to make this.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bad look for
everybody involved.
Yeah.
There's
don't
no
really
way.
let that happen.
No, somebody out there's like, oh, I want to put those women in their place. Some ding dongs doing that, but I don't want to see that.
Certainly, somebody would take that all too seriously, right?
Yes. What else you got? Anything
I got
else?
another controversial one for you.
All right.
Legalize all PEDs in all sports.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
I mean, I don't think it's terrible.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not against it, especially like.
I think what happened was, PEDs were stigmatized through baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: if you can't already hit a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, taking a little bit of test or whatever is not going to allow you to hit a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
No, that's true.
Right.
So, and if you think that a lot of these NFL players aren't doing
Something.
hormone replacement therapy,
Yeah.
you're out of your mind.
Well, it's basically everyone's doing everything they can get away with at this point, right?
Right.
And some guys can get away with it better than others. So why not just level the playing field?
Yeah. If you want to use it, use it. If not, hey, you're going to be behind probably.
That reminds me of the Golden Tate suspended for 4 games for banned substance, and what he did was he chose the I can't come into work or I'm late to work because of diarrhea excuse. The one where it's just like so bad that everyone's like, oh my God, they wouldn't really admit that, so it must be true.
You make a overly a self-deprecating admission, so nobody would question what you're actually doing. Like,
do you know what Golden Tate said?
Yeah. Like he said he was on fertility drugs,
Yeah,
right?
he's like, I don't have strong swimmers.
Right.
I'm sorry, we're trying to have a kid. I don't have strong swimmers, and right away everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, let him play.
Yeah.
It was a great response. I mean, he didn't win his appeal, but
you're still like, you're still kind of like, like Golden Tate seems all right. That guy seems okay. Like, it's all right if he's guilty because he was just trying to help his family.
Right.
Yeah. But it goes back to what Delph's saying, though. It's if you don't think they're doing it, you're out of your mind because, I mean, they are. Everyone's trying to find a certain edge.
And it goes kind of like Tony Boss, back with Biogenesis. There's that documentary out on Netflix right now. Who, he's the unlicensed physician who got in trouble for allegedly supplying stuff to like A-Rod.
This is Screwball, right?
Yeah, Screwball.
Yeah.
That was a good documentary.
Yeah.
But as long as you keep your dosages lower or whatever, and you're within normal range, how are they going to tell? That's what a lot of these guys do.
Well, yeah, and it's also if taking steroids is the difference. Like in the NFL, taking steroids is the difference between playing for 3 years and making $1.5 million, as opposed to playing for 8 years and making $40 million. Everyone's taking steroids.
Yeah,
everyone's taking it.
Look at A-Rod. He got popped for it and had to sit out a year, but he made $452 million over his playing days in just his salary.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's okay with it.
Yeah.
And he'll be okay with that. I mean, by the time, do you think the Hall will
ever
ease up on? It's going to take a while for him.
Yeah, I don't even see how, because at this point they've painted themselves in such a corner. Like Bonds, they didn't even find.
They have nothing on Bonds.
They didn't even get him guilty on anything, and they refused to even vote for him. And he's the greatest hitter in the history of baseball.
Yes, and so he would have to go in first before you have someone who admitted to doing it.
Right.
Yep.
Because all what Bonds do, he took the cream or something. That's what they had on him.
The clear.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so long
guys.
ago.
Guys, I do not have a lot of experience with steroids.
Yeah, neither do I. Yeah,
let them in all day.
That's what I agree with you on that. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, like you said, they're doing it, and if they're keeping their levels fine, then they're going to find a way. And if someone's always trying to find a way to get an advantage. Yeah. Anything else for us before we gotta get out of here? Do you have another? You know what you should do?
I got one really good one for you.
Because they've been a lot better than mine, so I am going to let you keep going. Okay, what is it?
Got a really good one. Okay. You know what you should do?
Yeah, what?
This is for everybody in the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? This Friday and Saturday, make it down to Burlington.
Yeah.
Catfish Bend Casino, Cage Aggression. The fights, Friday night, I'll be there hanging out. Saturday night, I'll be in there throwing down.
That's a great one.
All right.
All right.
Well, everyone will go. but you have to open the fight with the Karate Kid crane kick. You have to open up, lined up for the crane kick. Like, you're gonna get punched in the mouth, and it's not gonna work. It's gonna backfire tremendously.
If you just started that when they started right before they said, "Oh, you guys get in the middle and go fight," but that if you after you
like
guys
you
touch
open,
gloves, you just did that.
Yeah, you open like that. Yeah. Just for a brief second, everyone thinks, "Is he really gonna do this?" And you're not. Like you're not. But
beforehand, when they're announcing you and the camera guys in your face, I could pull that off.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
That's a good
one. Like every fight.
Yeah.
That's always your opener.
Good luck this weekend. Tell everyone when they can follow you on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Do not have a Twitter, but you can follow me on Instagram at, believe it or not, _tyrant_killer.
Mhm.
And on Facebook, just Ryan Delph.
All right. Thanks to Tom Caker from Hawkeye Report for coming in. Nick, thanks for coming in and sitting in for T. Roy today.
My pleasure, Jay.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Serge, for sitting in here, too, as
Is
well.
that it already?
And happy birthday, Emily. It is. We are out of here. You guys have a hassle-free Wednesday. Enjoy yourselves, Quad Cities.
Thanks for having me.